What is going on YouTube? Bryce Builds It All, your favorite A&P, IA, and Part 147 instructor back with another video. And in this video, I am continuing my series on So You Want to Become, and in this video, I'm going to talk about becoming a general aviation mechanic or small airplanes. Now, I have a lot of expertise in this as I, like I said, am an IA or an inspection authorization, or I should say I hold an IA, an inspection authorization, and I've basically worked GA for most all of my career. So if that interests you, stick around. So, like I said, you want to start a career in general aviation. Well, the first and most important thing to discuss is it is going to be crucial that after you finish school, you test for your A&P. Unlike going to work at, say, an MRO or a repair station where they might issue you a repairman certificate, even without your A&P, you're going to need to get your A&P to go into general aviation because that's kind of your license to make money, and most general aviation shops, flight schools and whatnot, are not certified repair stations and cannot issue you a repairman certificate to perform repairs and maintenance on their behalf. So you have to have an A&P to be legally allowed to sign anything off. So having that A&P is going to be very, very important. But the easiest way to do this, and kind of the most common way that a lot of people get into general aviation out of school, is trying to find local flight schools and smaller shops around you. There are plenty of small general aviation maintenance shops that aren't flight schools. It's just flight schools are typically who's looking for mechanics more than anyone else. But trying to find one of these flight schools, delivering your resume, and asking for a job really is what it comes down to. And truthfully, you're in a pretty good position to start in general aviation just because there are not a lot of mechanics coming out of school that want to go into general aviation. Most of your young guys coming out of school are going straight to the airlines. They're going straight to the big money. They're trying to make as much money as possible, and they're not trying to kick around in general aviation making $16 an hour. Can't blame them. But that's the other truth of this. If you go into general aviation, you're not going to be making a $30, $35 an hour paycheck right out of the gate, especially if you're working for a flight school or a smaller shop. You're going to be probably making somewhere in that $15 to $20 an hour range if you're lucky starting out, and then you'll probably have the opportunity to get pay raises as you go along, but you're not going to be making that much to begin with. And truthfully, you don't really know anything coming straight out of school. General aviation is kind of its own animal, and it's a little different. Don't get me wrong, it's very similar to what you learned in the school. There's magnetos, there's continuous flow fuel injection, there's all kinds of stuff that you've learned going to maintenance school, but general aviation is, a lot of people say 1940s tractor technology, and it's pretty accurate. Outside of avionics, the aircraft aren't really that technologically advanced. They're pretty simple. But it's going to take a little while to get your feet under you and learn the differences between your different manufacturers, whether that be Cessna, Piper, Beechcraft, Mooney, and obviously there's a lot more than just those four. But, getting your experience, getting that built up, working for a flight school, maybe just servicing 172s, whatever it may be, or trying to get a job at an MRO and paying your dues. Really putting that time in, getting 3 or 4 years under your belt, and then crucially, if you really want to make money in GA, you're going to need to plan on getting your IA or your inspection authorization as soon as possible. If your A&P is your license to make money, your IA is your ticket to make a lot of money. And I did not make over $20 an hour until I was an IA, and most people don't. Now, I can't speak for every area. Obviously, if you're somewhere like Hawaii, where the cost of living is so much higher, then you're probably going to make more than that, but the cost of living is higher. I happen to be in San Antonio, Texas. My first job, I think I was making $14 an hour. My second job, I very quickly got a raise up to $18 an hour. And then when I got my IA, I think it was somewhere around 24 when I left. Now, I started making really decent money doing it when I started working from the tailgate of my truck and opened my side business and started doing annuals and work for a small client base that has slowly grown over the years. And truthfully with that, I work about a fourth as hard as I did when I worked for a company, and I make about half as much money. And it kind of makes sense if you realize that I was making about $25 an hour and I was working all year, but now I make $100 an hour. Granted, I have a lot more overhead costs these days, but I am making $100 an hour now, and I don't have to work near as much to earn the same amount of money that I was earning as a mechanic. And take into account there that I also teach at the school, I have more money to set aside. So Where you're really going to make your money in GA is after, 3 to 5 years, when you have an IA and when you've got a little bit more experience and you're able to go out on your own. But you may not want to do that. You might get lucky and be able to take over the shop lead position at whatever maintenance hangar or flight school you're working at and stay there. And there's plenty of people who, they work at a maintenance hangar for years and years and years, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just there's not as much money to be made in general aviation, and there's not as much, there's definitely nowhere near as much benefits as far as like health insurance, dental insurance, retirement, and all that kind of stuff goes. So you have to plan for it, and you have to be a little bit more careful. Looking back on it, I don't know that I would have gone to the airlines when I graduated school. I probably still would have done exactly what I did and went into general aviation, but that's only because I ended up teaching at the school eventually and opening a side business. So I make decent money now, don't get me wrong, but it did not start out that way. And pretty much in my early 20s, I made very little money. I lived in a fifth wheel, and I was willing to do the jobs that nobody else really wanted to do, and I was willing to work schedules that no one else wanted to work, like Saturdays, because that's what it took to be successful in a shop. Now, I was doing all of that for $18 an hour, and this isn't me trying to deter you from it. This isn't me trying to scare you away from general aviation. This is just me saying that if general aviation is what you want to do, make sure you're passionate about it and make sure that's what you want to chase, because if you're doing maintenance, you're not going to make that much money. There's plenty of other things you can do general aviation related, if that's manufacturing, if that's working in a repair station overhauling accessories. It is a broad industry. There's just not as much pay, and there's definitely no benefits in general aviation like there is in commercial aviation. But you didn't really ask about pay. You asked how are you going to get into it, how are you going to do it? And recapping on that, like I said, I would start working or deliver your resume to a flight school, deliver your resume to as many small shops as you can in your local area. Make sure you try to interview well, pat yourself on the back, make your skills sound good, whatever it takes, and then be willing to take a entry-level position, be willing to sweep the floors and wash the parts, and slowly but surely gain your experience, go to as much training as you can possibly do, as much training as they offer, and just build your resume until you have a successful general aviation career. So there you go, everybody. That's going to do it for starting a career in general aviation. My thoughts on it, the easiest way to do it, the fastest way to do it. However, this is finally the last video that I am filming on my Hero 4. I had ordered some batteries for my Hero 9 and they came in today. The footage is just so much cleaner. The exposure is better. The EV composition is better. It just looks better. You can literally see the difference between my videos shot on my Hero 4 and on my Hero 9. So I'm really excited to have that back for my next video coming out on Sunday. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. As always, make sure you go build something and be easy.